Hi, my name's David. From a, family aspect and, support and stuff, I didn't have that. Growing up, I was on my own, at like 16. I lived in my car, for about a year and a half, until it got repossessed because I, couldn't make the payments on it. And at that point, I turned to, drugs. I just felt stuck. I felt trapped because I didn't have the ability to move forward. So I just kind of gave up. I just kind of gave up. I figured if this is it, if this is what my life is going to consist of, I might as well do what I can to enjoy it. And the drugs were really good for, altering my reality. And throughout this whole time, I knew God. There was never a time in my life that I didn't believe in God. I refused, to turn to Him then because I knew He would not approve of the things I was doing. And when Aubrey was born, and they put her in my arms, that was she came out and I cut the cord, and that was horrible. That was disgusting. Because of the way my childhood was, I'd always told myself that if I did ever have a kid and I ever had a family, that there was no chance that they would ever have to live the way I did, and that I would give them the life that they deserved. I got clean again. I had a car, a decent job, doing carpentry. I was making decent money, and, things were slowly progressing and slowly getting better. I don't know, one day I was taking her to work, and she was working at Target, and there was something simple. It was something really, really simple that I had forgotten to do that I was supposed to do. And I had been at work all day, and I worked 7 days a week, so I was tired a lot. She said, you're a loser, and you're, she called me a dope fiend, and then she got out of the car and walked into work, and I was like, well, if I'm a dope fiend, then I guess I should probably do dope, so something just clicked in me, and I just was mad, and so I just went and got some, and I had a little bit left, just the smallest little bit. All day at work, I could feel God. I could hear Him telling me, that when I left work, something was going to happen, and that I needed to go with it. And I got in my car after work, and I still had the dope in my car, and I left, and sure enough, 5 minutes away from home, I got pulled over. I could have just thrown it out the door. I knew, but it's gonna sound crazy, and most people would tell me I'm stupid for doing it, but I wouldn't throw it out. I wouldn't throw it out of the car. Because I could hear God telling me that this was what was supposed to happen. I said a prayer the night before, and I asked God to intervene because I had only done it once, and I knew where that was going to lead to, eventually death. Anyways, the cop said, do you have any drugs or weapons inside the car? And I didn't even hesitate. I said, yeah, I do, and I pulled out the pack of cigarettes I had in it and handed it to him. And for the first time of going to jail, I was okay with it. I knew that was probably where I needed to be right then and there. I convinced them to let me go to an outpatient rehab. And actually, as I'm sitting here today, today is my last day. I graduate today from the program. The only thing that's gotten me through this is God. There's no other explanation. For the first time, I really gave God full reign of my life. I feel like I'm not making any decisions at this point. I feel like there's this source that's kind of making me do all these things and guiding me, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I would say that God is the least judgmental entity you could ever imagine. After all that time and all the wrong that I did, when I asked Him to intervene, and He did, in a matter of 10 months, He's blessed me in ways that I don't feel worthy of. You know, I don't feel like I deserve all these things that are happening to me. I really don't, because it's been 10 months. You know, I mean, I know I'm trying really hard with school and work, but I don't feel like I deserve any of this. But he sees things differently. It's a change on the inside. You know, I don't even recognize myself anymore. You know, I don't recognize who the person I've become, but I love the person I've become. You know, I'm not lost anymore. You know, I'm not lost and wandering around wondering if I'm ever gonna get anywhere. I found my path. I've always known God, but now I'm allowing him to take full control of my life and become a servant of Christ.